Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Christy VANN with Fantastic Finances, and on this channel I teach velocity banking. So I was thinking earlier that sometimes I feel like I come across just a little hard on the banks when it comes to the interest. I don't care to pay some interest, but when they're charging interest that is keeping us tied up for years and years and years, decades, I think that's getting a little ridiculous. I mean, I understand that we are borrowing someone's money, right? I'm okay with that, and I think they should be compensated for allowing people to use large amounts of money. I don't have a problem with that. The problem that I have is the interest rates are too high, they're compound interest, and are front-loaded in an amortized schedule. That's not fair. And all I'm saying is let's pay a little bit of interest. I'm not afraid to do that. I mean, we should get out of as much as we possibly can, but we just shouldn't have to pay more than what's reasonable just because we want to have a few things of our own, like a home or a car, right? So in this scenario, I have a client that actually had these 3 loans, and we worked them into a line of credit. So I just wanted to compare what the interest was going to be had she allowed these loans to sit, just making monthly payments on that schedule, to what if she pulled it into a line of credit, what would the interest be on that line of credit? So there were 3 loans. The SoFi at $6,500, $300 payment per month. Ally, $13,820 with a $470 monthly payment. Upstart was $2,590 with a $275 payment per month. These 3 added together totaled $22,910 with a total of $1,045 in monthly payments. Well, look at what that did to her cash flow. Yeah. So she makes $4,000 a month and she was spending $4,000 a month, so she has nothing left over. She just thought she was stuck making monthly payments until these payoff dates, which this one was 30 months, 48 months, and 16 months. Wow, that's just crazy, right? Well, here's the interest she was going to pay. She's going to pay $2,500 to SoFi on the $6,500. Ally was going to be $8,740 on $13,820. You see what I'm talking about when I'm saying this is ridiculous charges on these loans? And then Upstart was $1,810 with a $2,590 balance. That tells you that's over 50% interest. We can avoid that, and this is how she did it. She got an LOC, a line of credit, just a personal line, at 11%. She transferred this total amount of $22,910 into this line, and then she just starts working the strategy. Income in, expenses out. Now you're going to notice that her expenses are down to $2,955. Wow, that's so much better than the $4,000 she had up here. Why is there an increase in cash flow? Well, this $1,045 is no longer payments. This is now going into the line of credit as cash flow. Let's see how that works out for her as we run these numbers. Her income goes in month 1, bringing her balance down to $18,910. Her expenses at $2,955 have to come back out throughout the month, right? So we have to pay our expenses, whether there be food, gas, other payments that we have to make, whatever it is, house payments, rent, you have to pay your payments. So we have to make sure that your living expenses are correct when we're figuring them in these scenarios. I had to add some interest in here, of course. So what I did was I averaged her high and her low. I averaged the high and the low balance because the bank calculates the interest rate based on the average daily balance of the account. So I got an average and figured that the 11% of the average is $192 a month. That's probably a little high, but we want to know what it is that she's going to fork out when it comes to interest in this line of credit. Month 2, her income goes in, expenses and interest comes out again. Now notice how the interest is lower because as the balance goes down, so does the interest charge. Month 3, income goes in, expenses and interest come back out, bringing her to a balance of $20,151.76. Month 4, the income goes in, expenses and interest come back out. Month 5, income in, expenses and interest back out. Month 6, income in, bringing her down to $14,387.76. Her expenses and interest come out again. In month 7, the income goes in, the expenses and interest out. Month 8, the same thing. Month 9. So we got the balance down to $11,676 within 9 months. And I went ahead and did the calculations because I ran out of board as to what her actual payoff date is going to be, and I figured that it's going to be 21 and a half months for a total payoff on these 3 loans that she had the max being at 48 months. I think that she beat that pretty good. 21 and a half months, that's pretty excellent. But let's talk about the interest. What kind of interest did she have to pay to use the line of credit instead of paying the interest at $13,050 on these 3 loans that she was going to pay? The total interest on the line of credit was only $2,240. That included every single month in those 21 and a half months. $2,240, that's probably a little high, but that is so much lower than this $13,050. That means that she saved $10,810 in interest alone by doing nothing but transferring her loans from loans into lines of credit. That's how simple this is. This strategy can change your financial future, and all you have to do is get started. Don't sit there and wait and be worried and stressing out over debt when there is a way to fix it. If you have a line of credit, if you have a credit score over 660, 670 so that you can get a line of credit, then you're in a home run situation if you have cash flow. You do need cash flow. She had to make cash flow. Remember, she was at a 0 cash flow when we started this. Now she's up to $1,045 when she paid this off. She didn't get another job. She's not even working 2 jobs right now. She's just staying where she's at with her $4,000 a month income, and just switching into a line of credit has made all the difference. Now she has cash flow that's actually working down this line, and like I said, it's going to be paid off in less than 22 months. I would say that makes for a good day. I am very excited to share this information with you all. I hope that you're using these strategies to the best of your ability so that you too can find financial peace very quickly. I appreciate you all joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.